Science-based training. Science-based training. Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 135. It is the fourth day of the week, aka the shotgun dropkick workout. I am on my way to the gym right now, and I'm feeling pretty good. Well, for the most part. My lower body still kind of hurts. So, that is why we are talking about today's video topic in general. Deloads. Yeah, I don't want to do this. I hate doing these. I've done them, I think I've done like 2 times ever in my 2 years of training now. Yeah, I've done 2, I think, beforehand. You see, the issue is, this is the main issue, and this is why, there's a lot. I'll probably talk about why I don't believe in, well, why I don't deload normally. I'll talk about that later. I think right now I'll talk about the reasons why I'm going in the first place, because honestly I could skip today. I could have just skipped and said fuck it, go stay home, do other shit. It would have been fine. But I know that the only way to help alleviate some of the pains and aches in the lower half of my body is to go and get some blood pumping in there. So that's why I'm like, all right, let me go get there. You know, movement is medicine. There you go. That's the term I'm going to use for the thumbnail or something. I don't know, I'll figure it out. But anyways, another reason why I wanted to go is because I think I'm going to do this deload a little differently than has been prescribed. So deload, for those who don't know, is when you go into the gym and then you either half the amount of sets that you do and or the amount of weights that you do, or for some people you just don't go at all. Now I could do the you don't go at all thing. That's what I did Tuesday, but Tuesday I just needed the day off completely. I had other things that I needed to do as well, so it ended up working out, but it is what it is. But for today I wanted to go because I know that if I skip both days I'm gonna lose all that blood flow that I'm gonna get to the bottom part of my body, so I need that little bit of movement. So that is why I'm going. But the deload itself, I don't necessarily, actually I'll get into that in the voiceover. I'll explain why I'm not a huge fan of it, and for my training purposes they shouldn't be necessary. But the reason why I'm necessitating a deload is because I'm working now, and because I'm working, although I do work a desk job, I'm still walking and moving, I don't know, exponentially more than I was before I would go working. So because of all the new walking and moving and all that other stuff, even sitting, that's kind of new for X amount of time. Because of all of that, my legs have gotten a lot more fatigued than before. And because of things like that, I have to now kind of go back to the drawing board a little bit and figure out, maybe possibly lower the volume a little bit in general for my lower body days, just because I'm doing way more than I was before. And even though it is just like walking to work and walking in the office and, like, you know, sitting, standing and all that other stuff, it is still enough of a stimulus for my legs that it is causing me issues a little bit, where I'm getting like slight knee soreness, knee pain and all that other stuff. And there are other reasons for that, but I'll talk about that some other day. But for now, it is something where I talked about it in the day before's video, or yesterday's video, where it is a growing pain, where I'm gonna have to figure it all out and slowly grow used to it, and then I can start going back up. But for today, it's all about this deload, trying to make sure that I get the blood flow in, and maybe I'll do it in a different way, but we'll discuss that when I get on the inside. All right, so I start this day off with leg extensions. I only did 1 set of each thing. Now, that was the main thing that I wanted to do for this deload. So what I did was I kept the weight the same, and I just went down to 1 set, 1 top set per exercise for the entirety of the quote deload. So I kept the intensity slightly high by keeping the weight the same. I just brought down the sets to 1, which is something that I have now officially added to all my lower body days, because now what I do for my lower body days is I cycle through. So instead of going up to 4 sets and then going down to 2, I go from 1 to 3 sets. And that was a big programming change that I had to do that was experimental but has worked, so then that way I could adapt really to the work and all the stress and all that other stuff, and giving myself time to recover. Since the lower body days are almost back to back, really, it was a trying to figure out balancing like fatigue management and all that other stuff. So I had to do some extra thinking about what I could do programming wise in order for this to work. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this, well, the reason why I did this, well, I had a deload obviously, but if you program well, deloads aren't necessary. But that only applies if your life is relatively stable. Before I started the job, I had a relatively stable life in that I didn't really do much because I was unemployed. After getting employed, my life became a little bit more chaotic. So because of that, I had to revise and readapt my programming in order to better suit the new stimuluses that I had in my life. So that is why my programming has changed a little. Now, not entirely, certain aspects of the program have changed, and they needed to in order for this to all work out. Like I said before, I didn't have anything to do really that I needed to do per se before I was employed. So when I was just an unemployed guy, I could just go to the gym, go hard as I can, and whatever. Recovery was whatever. I could literally sleep in if I wanted to and wake up whenever. I had no real limits per se, but now I have multiple limits and also extra stimulus I have to worry about. Thus why I had to change my programming. I think that if you do it right and if you program yourself right, you don't have to worry about doing a deload. I am a firm believer and in the same realm as natural hypertrophy, who believes that you don't necessarily need a deload. You can fluctuate with your volume as you go along with your intensity and just change the dials depending on what's going on and how you're feeling / what the programming says, and thus you can still get a good stimulus regardless of whether you turn down the intensity or and turn up the volume, or turn down the volume and turn up the intensity. So that's why I slowly go up in volume, and then once I reach a max amount of volume, I bring it all the way down and then bring up the intensity by adding more weight. And I think that that is a good way to just keep going and really progress through the gym, and then you get quality sets all the time and you don't have to worry about all these other things like fatigue management and load and stuff. If your life is stable, you can do something like this. This is something that I personally have been enjoying and am able to do because I had a stable life up until now, and then there was a little bit of instability, but now since this has happened, I've been actually doing well, and this system has been working out. And it sucks I won't be able to get as much volume as I could in my lower body days, but it is a necessary change now because now I have a job. There are things like money involved, so those things are also very nice to say.
Okay.
We're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed, none. Exercises skipped, also none. Got everything in, weirdly. So, to say what the deload was like, it was actually way better than I expected. The way that I did it was I just did one set of my normal working weight, and that was it. So I just cut down my sets from 3 to 1. It would have been, a lot of them would have been 3, except for a couple in there in the middle, aka roller, which if you didn't notice, go back and watch the screen when I explain as to the reason why I skipped a couple of those, but you'll understand. But anyways, I feel pretty good. My legs feel great, honestly. Feel way better than they were when I was coming in. So yeah, very, very happy about that. Looking forward to going home and relaxing and seeing how do they feel tomorrow, and then possibly calling it when it comes to the deload. I hopefully that this was enough. Maybe next week my body will adapt. If I have to do one more for the Quadzilla, that's fine if I need to, but if I don't need to, if I'm feeling better over the weekend and then come Vulcan Raven Day I'm doing well, then you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. But right now this was very, very much worth it. I feel my legs feel way better. They feel like they got blood in them and like the little areas and crevices that were hurting. So it feels nice and it feels great. It's a good idea. The occasional deload is all right. I'm not a huge fan of it. I will say this, because by doing the one working set, I feel like I actually did something. I don't feel like I just went there to do absolutely nothing. And it was hot, so I was like still sweating and stuff. So it was nice, but I didn't feel like I wasted my time. So That's the good part. That's the nice part. It did feel like, man, I could give it more, obviously, but then I was like, no, be the smart adult here and actually take care of your body and make sure that it can live to fight another day. Friday. One day we'll talk about the days of the week, and that will be one of the days, Friday, and then the intro will be, you get to live to fight another day. That part. With that being said, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about a deload, if you've ever done one, and or a taking it easy style workout, whether it be a run or a deload or whatever, just to kind of get it, go through the motions a little bit, make sure you kind of like recover a little bit extra, and then see how you can go from there. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions about it, or anything at all, really. I don't mind talking about anything at all in the comments below. With that being said, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back tomorrow with a new video, hopefully. Hopefully by the time this one comes out, I will have solved my editing issues. Keep it heavy. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.